Never let your baby fall asleep on one of the company's rockers because there is a risk of suffocation.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're examining major product recalls or medication concerns from the past year, 2023.
According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, Empower Brands is recalling 2 models of the Power XL dual basket air fryer.
Tesco Finest Apple and Cranberry stuffing mix. This wasn't the good kind of Christmas surprise. With the holidays coming up, people in the UK started bugging out because of a stuffing mix from the supermarket chain Tesco. In December 2023, it was announced that the apple and cranberry flavored variety could contain moths. Yep, those pesky winged insects. While Tesco didn't confirm how the bugs got into the product, it's believed they got involved via one of the raw ingredients. The recall was issued by the chain and the Food Standards Agency, since the stuffing was, quote, unfit for human consumption. Yeah, that sounds about right. Ezri Care and Delam Pharma artificial tears. For those who suffer from dry eyes, lubricating eye drops, also called artificial tears, are vital products for vision health. Yet, rather than getting eye relief, there was numerous cases of people suffering major issues after using artificial tears from Ezri Care or Delam Pharma.
Because this bacteria that scientists have seen that the CDC is reporting is a potentially, as we've seen, deadly and very dangerous bug.
In February 2023, after an investigation discovered the alarming connection, the drops, which are produced by Global Pharma, were recalled by both brands, and the FDA wanted patients to stop using them immediately.
So for anyone out there who is taking an eye drop or for anything related to your eye, if you're experiencing things such as pain, you see oozing or your liquids coming out of your eye, or you feel like something is in your eye and nothing is, it's really important you seek medical care sooner rather than later.
The product had been infected with the bacteria Pseudomonas aeruginosa, which is resistant to antibiotics. By May 2023, 81 patients had been infected by the tainted drops, with 4 perishing from the infection.
Symptoms you should watch out for if you are somebody who's used these drops: high fevers, in your eyes if you're having little pus come out, little mucus drainage, redness, itchiness, fevers that won't go away, that kind of thing, something you want to be watchful for.
Quaker granola bars and cereals. Often when a recall is issued, it's for one or maybe a couple of products from a particular brand. Yet in December 2023, the Quaker Oats Company broke that standard by needing to publish warnings for over 40 of their products.
The key part here is Quaker Oats has recalled its products before anyone has gotten sick, and that's part of what's important about food safety in the U.S.
It had been discovered that the company's various food items had the potential to be contaminated with salmonella, which is a nasty bacteria that can be particularly harmful to the young, elderly, and those with health issues.
To seek help if you have fevers, diarrhea, cramping, and things after you eat, seek medical attention.
Yeah, don't be afraid. Seek medical attention.
Some of the infected items included various flavors of Chewy bars, Simply granola cereal, and snack boxes.
The company is recalling 25 types of its Chewy bars. Those are popular ones, 10 types of granola bars, and 8 types of granola cereal. The company says if people have any of those products, they should throw them out immediately.
Prince's Group canned goods. People in the UK clearly had a rough December in 2023 when it came to beloved food items being problematic right before the holidays. Not only was their stuffing ruined by moths, baked beans and other tin-canned items were a health risk. The Prince's Group, who produce canned goods for several brands including Branston and supermarket chains like Sainsbury's and Asda, issued a recall on several of their products. It was found that small rubber balls could have been contained inside the various foods, potentially causing a choking hazard for consumers and obviously unfit in every way for human consumption. KinderMed Pain Fever Products. In November 2023, Kinder Farms discovered an issue with 2 of its KinderMed fever and pain medications for children.
The medicine's maker, Kinder Farms, announced almost 3 weeks ago it was voluntarily recalling its pain and fever meds for both infants and kids amid concern it contained unstable acetaminophen that could cause youngsters to get sick and throw up.
Instead of parents and guardians helping a child with discomfort, they could have inadvertently put the youngster at risk. The company found that the KinderMed Pain and Fever oral suspensions for children and infants had acetaminophen instability that put the amount outside of the specifications.
The FDA told consumers who'd bought it to return it for a full refund while directing stores to yank unsold stock from the shelf.
Acetaminophen is the active pain relief ingredient used in many products. At high doses, it can cause vomiting, abdominal pain, and jaundice. Thankfully, the company stated that it had no reports of serious injury from the products. Regardless, Kinder Farms issued the recall just in case.
It's important to note that Kinder Farms hasn't received any reports of serious illness from kids using the meds, but you might still find it on the shelf.
Enfamil Pro Sobi Simply Plant-Based Infant Formula. As if new parents didn't have enough to be concerned about, a new worry was added in February 2023.
Reckitt recalled 145,000 cans of its Enfamil Pro Sobi Simply Plant-Based Infant Formula manufactured between August and September 2022.
The consumer goods company Reckitt discovered the potential for 2 batches of its plant-based Enfamil baby formula to have been contaminated with the bacteria Chronobacter sakazakii.
Reckitt calls this an isolated situation, but urges anyone who may have purchased the affected product to return it for a refund or throw it out.
While the samples they tested came back negative and no illness had been officially attributed to the possible contaminated formula, Reckitt had to issue a recall of 145,000 cans. After all, this bacteria can cause major issues for infants and has been linked to similar and fatal cases in the past, such as with Abbott Nutrition's tainted formula in 2022.
That's when Abbott voluntarily shut down production of infant formula from their Sturgis, Michigan plant. And this came after there were several reports of infants getting sick after consuming some of the products that were coming from this facility.
Fake Ozempic. In 2023, the diabetes medicine Ozempic continued to become extremely popular due to its use for weight loss.
Now, people looking to lose weight have a new tool in their arsenal.
Baby, the hype is real.
Prescription drugs called semaglutide that come in a now unmistakable pen. Ozempic and Wegovy.
However, this massive popularity sparked the issue of fake meds, as this huge rise in demand worldwide led to counterfeit or fake versions of all kinds. Sometimes, instead of containing semaglutide, the drug was actually insulin. And in Austria, there were cases of users having to be treated in hospitals.
The fake products were distributed through legitimate supply channels, and so the FDA has posted the fake serial and lot number that was used in these products, so people can be on the lookout for that.
In December, the FDA began seizing the fake meds, as many as thousands of units with counterfeit needles. Those counterfeits are undergoing tests to discover what actually was in them. The real Ozempic wasn't recalled in any way, but separately did have its label updated by the FDA to include a warning about potential intestinal blockages.
The Food and Drug Administration recently updating its Ozempic warning label to acknowledge reports of ileus, or failure of the intestines to move normally.
Onewheel electric skateboards. Sometimes products are recalled due to the potential to cause injury. Other times it's because serious injuries have actually happened. And the latter was unfortunately the case with Onewheel electric skateboards.
Recently, riders learned about a recall.
Initially I was worried, and then I saw it was a simple update.
In September 2023, the manufacturer Future Motion finally recalled all models, around 300,000 units, after many incidents. The Consumer Product Safety Commission, or CPSC, announced there had been serious injuries from the boards, including severe life-changing ones, such as brain injuries and paralysis.
The voluntary recall says if people exceed the limits of the board, they can be thrown off. The new software update causes the board to alert riders if they're going too fast.
On top of that, between 2019 and 2021, 4 people lost their lives from using the devices. The board seemingly stopped balancing the rider if its limits were stretched, leading to skateboarders falling off.
The board and the motor will vibrate, and then you can feel that in the foot pads that you're riding on top of, and it's direct feedback to indicate, hey, you're approaching the board's limits, maybe you should slow down and back off a little bit.
Hyundai and Kia vehicles. Many car owners, of course, park their vehicles in their garage for the night. However, if you had particular models from Hyundai or Kia, doing so could potentially have been a hazard.
The recall affects popular models, including certain years of the Sorento and Santa Fe. It impacts about 1.6 million Hyundai and 1.7 million Kia cars. That means more than 3.3 million total, all because of the risk of fire.
By September 2023, nearly 3.4 million cars were recalled by the manufacturers after discovering a fault with the anti-lock brake control module. Sometimes fluid could leak from the device, cause an electrical short, and spark a fire.
The recall due to what automakers describe as internal brake fluid leaks. Leaks that can cause an electrical short and lead to a fire.
While the recall was announced to repair the modules, owners were advised to park outside to reduce the threat of setting a property ablaze.
Car owners warned to park outside and away from homes and buildings until repairs are complete because of the fire risk.
Several models from between 2010 and 2019 were affected, including Hyundai's Santa Fe Sport and Kia's Sorento SUV. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into Settings and switch on your notifications. Fisher-Price Rock and Play Sleeper. We've known since the mid-90s that it's dangerous for babies to sleep for long periods in inclined devices due to the risk of suffocation.
And Fisher-Price issued a recall, but the company is facing widespread criticism for the way it has handled this problem.
Yet in 2009, Fisher-Price introduced their Rock and Play Sleepers. In 2019, it was revealed that the product was implicated in over 30 infant deaths, and Fisher-Price recalled all 4.7 million units.
Sadly, a lot of parents don't know about the dangers or even the recall, and some say it's the companies behind these products that are to blame, that they're not doing enough to warn parents.
Nonetheless, the sleepers continued to be used or sold secondhand. After reports of 70 additional deaths, 8 from after the recall, Fisher-Price re-announced their recall in January 2023. In April of that year, the CPSC called on Meta to do more to prevent the resale of the sleepers on Facebook Marketplace.
According to Mattel, Fisher-Price's parent company, as of last March, only 9.5% of the Rock and Play sleepers had been accounted for since the recall. In other words, more than 4 million recalled sleepers are potentially still in use.
Has a product you ever used been recalled? Let us know in the comments.
There's a voluntary recall of a powder infant formula because it could be contaminated with a type of bacteria. The recall affects about 675,000 cans of Enfamil Nutrimygen hydroallergenic powder infant formula.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.